Alec, here we are.
Yes, here we are. The end of the Survivor as we know it.
No,
That being Survivor
no,
Guatemala.
no, yeah, it's Survivor Guatemala. Yes,
I know, that's what I said. The end of the Survivor. This
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 Survivor.
season. This Survivor as we know it, yeah.
Yeah. So welcome everybody. It's our finale extravaganza, or it's time to watch.
We get our buffs. We get our buffs on. We're gonna wear these. We're gonna wear these through the whole episode.
So you can't see our
Yeah,
facial
so
expression.
you can't see. Yeah, so it kind of defeats the purpose of a reaction. Anyway, no, we're not gonna do that. It's stupid.
Survivor Guatemala. It's been a long journey. It's another one of those seasons where we had a break in the middle. Unfortunately, this would have been over like a month ago if we were on track. But here we are, 14th episode. We're gonna watch the finale. We'll have by the end of this a winner to talk about, and next week we'll be able to come back and we'll have a whole discussion breaking down the whole season.
I'm real excited. I'm excited. I want to know who wins. This has been a kind of a slow burn in a way. It's been an interesting season because we have the returning people. So which has made it unique amid other survivors. So
Yeah.
So
we've only got 4 players left. All right. By the end, we'll see the final 2. We'll see them face the jury. We'll see a winner, and it'll be great. All right. Previously, Cindy got voted out after winning the car. The car curse lives on.
So it does. He wins a Pontiac.
A Pontiac.
Yeah, I think that's what it said. Yeah, it was a Pontiac. Yeah, it was weird.
Ion.
It was absolutely not a Saturn Ion. Was that one of them one year?
Yeah.
That's
I think it was
that's
in the
too
Amazon.
bad.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was like, oh boy, you got a clunker right there.
A Sega Saturn.
Guaranteed.
Previously, your power rankings were Rafe, Steph, Danny, Lydia. So we'll, for once, get to see all of those play out. See which ones fall. All placements there. So
all in order. Yeah, it's gonna see how it goes. See how accurate I am.
You said if you were to bet money, you would put it on Rafe, and you're rooting for Rafe. So
yep, that's the case. I know, but I'm not putting money down, thankfully. And
it's already on the line.
It already happened like 15 years ago, so,
Well, yeah. It's a weird betting thing.
Yeah, it would be.
So, as always, click the link in the description to see the highlights of our reaction and come back afterwards for the discussion. All right.
We'll be different people then.
Yes, we will. There you have it. That's the finale of Survivor Guatemala.
Is it just showing slow motion of the? Okay, yeah. All right.
There's the finale of Survivor Guatemala.
Yeah,
Danny is
that's
the winner of Survivor Guatemala, and
vote right.
In a vote of 6-1, it was a blowout. In fact, was a blowout.
That's kind of insane, if you ask me. I don't know if I really agree with that result, to be perfectly honest. But yeah. There you go. She did play a pretty solid game. I don't want to take that away from her entirely. But I did get some coasting vibes. She wasn't like a straight coaster. She was definitely playing the game. So again, can't take that away. But I don't know, slipping right by the dominant force. That's actually it's a pretty okay game.
It's an underdog one.
Underdog one, yeah.
I think the biggest takeaway here is that Rafe and Steph blundered so hard when they voted out Lydia, and they both could have been in the final too. I think Rafe wins. Rafe wins the game. I don't know if Rafe, by saying he relieves her of her promise. That was a bad move, obviously. He just relieved her of her promise immediately. So she was like, oh, well, I was all set on taking Rafe, but now
yeah.
Okay.
It was an unusual, unorthodox move. In fact, one could say boneheaded.
It's like too much. Rafe's like too good,
too wholesome. Yeah, he went on the too wholesome
Like that's worked in his favor so much throughout the game until now. It's like the worst thing he could have done there. It's like. No. It's like I don't want to go to the final 2 just because she had made a promise to me before that in the event that I get her to the final 3 that she would take me to the final 2. It's like, well, you set yourself up. That's what you got it.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want, though.
You take those every day of the week. But I mean, so there was that. But I'm curious. I don't know how that final 2 would have gone, Danny and Rafe.
Yeah.
I'm assuming
Danny and Rafe would have been.
I'm assuming Rafe is a likable face, more likable face to them. Like more, they'd be more inclined to want to vote for him, maybe. I don't know. I wanted to see if we get this. It would be interesting to see if we had the same feelings of betrayal there.
Yeah.
But yeah. So he messed up there, but ultimately we could have had Steph and Rafe final 2. It's just right there, and they tripped up.
Yeah. Like, real bad. I mean, like, that was what I thought immediately. Where it was like they got rid of Lydia. Like it was just kind of like, I get that you promised Danny, but like
you promised Danny, but you're also in an alliance with Lydia from the beginning, so there's an out there. It's like you. Yeah. Either way, it's like you're upholding some promise.
Right.
I mean, there's just a couple questionable things. Like they had a couple shots to take out Danny too. They also, when they voted out Cindy, they could have taken out Danny, and that could have. Like even Steph said at the time, I don't want to lose another vote. I already lost Judd's vote and Jamie's vote. I don't want to lose Cindy's vote now, and she did. So if you stuck to that, voted Danny out, then maybe she wouldn't be bitter towards Stephanie if you stick to the actual alliance till the end. And then Cindy was a better competitor, so I understand that more. But when it gets down to Lydia, it's like you don't know what the final immunity challenge is going to be. But if you watch Survivor, it's 9 times out of 10 it's endurance.
It's almost I can't even remember a time when it wasn't.
Yeah, I
can't think of.
Yeah.
No, off the top of my head, there might have been one that like had more of a mental component, but I think all of them have been pretty much endurance. Like it's a final, last ditch effort to prove yourself physically capable.
So to say that like. Lydia just as easily could have won it. It's like that's not true.
That's not true. Yeah, well, especially because it's like you're risking the entire play on like the off chance that it could be something random that she could be good at. Like she hasn't been good in challenges the whole game. Like she was a detriment to her team for most of the time. That's why she sat out as often as they were allowed to have her sit out.
Look what Steph.
Steph?
The powerful duo of Steph.
The powerful duo of Steph.
What Steph said is that Rafe was set because he already made that deal with Danny. They would keep Danny safe to 3, so he wasn't going to be budged on it, so she didn't have a choice. She wasn't going to force a tie on it. That's what she says. So then it's like all on, is that the right move for Rafe? And it's still not the right move for Rafe. Like, because you break a promise, sure. Like, it's literally just down to the fact that he doesn't like the morality of it, I guess, even though he was there with Steph the whole way.
Yeah, I don't know. Kind of weird.
Like, because if you break this promise against Danny, but you win the game, right? If you vote out Danny there instead of Lydia, you probably win the game. It's like that's right, all. Because
the whole game is about like knowing what promises to keep and what to break, basically.
And Steph and Rafe ran the show the whole game. Like they were never not in a position of power. Like from the merge on.
Yeah.
And yet, you underestimate the importance of those final decisions. Like when it gets down to the few numbers, it's like one challenge can upend everything, and that's what happened. Because not only did Danny win the challenge, just made sure that they couldn't be the final 2, but then she won. So then neither of them won. So it's just a wash. It's like you did all that work for nothing. That's what you got to show for it, because you wanted to keep your promise to Danny. All right.
Yeah, it's weird.
But Danny did her thing. I mean, it's one of those things where she's definitely under the radar kind of thing.
Yeah, she did stay under the radar. It was always one of those like kind of like offset, like we'll vote her out eventually type of thing.
For a while, it was always there was like Gary was in the way first. Like Gary would be the first one to go. There was always someone before her.
Yeah.
Then it did get down to the point where
They probably should have gotten rid of her.
Yeah, like I think they just got too cute with it. Like they didn't want to just go straight to 6 with all the same people.
Yeah.
They could have just done that, and they would have been better off for it. I think still.
Yeah. Yeah.
So because Danny managed to float by, not only when there was like a Gary in the way, but after that, because then they started. That's when the backstabbing started, and Steph took out all her jury votes, and then let Danny come in there. So
it did by just not telling anybody that they were, not telling people that we're voting against this other person, and then it's like
The only thing really worth noting before the Lydia vote out is that they did the whole Mayan ritual, and then they sacrificed the chicken, and everybody partakes in eating the chicken after the fact, except for Rafe,
and then a thunderstorm rolled through and soaked everything, and they're like, "Oh, the gods are upset."
Forget the car curse. That's the reason that Stephanie lost the game.
Yeah, right there. She asked Lydia. She asked Lydia to sin. She's like, "All right, Lydia, ask the man if we can eat the chicken." So Lydia asked, and he was like, I like how he smiled, but he was like, "No."
So there was that. Lydia voted out. Pretty uneventful.
Rafe got out on the final challenge by the technicality of his mental slip up. Man, he may have been able to last a little longer, but
I mean that happens on these endurance things. It's like it literally doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't come down to actual endurance.
Yeah, it's just you did it.
It's like you slip up. Amber did that in All Stars, where she was showing Rob she was like pointing at something, and she's like, "Oh, Amber, you're out. You just touched it." Okay.
Yeah. Well, I was like, okay.
That's how it goes sometimes.
Yep. How it goes.
And then Danny was just solid on that final immunity challenge the whole time. So.
Yeah.
Well,
solid as a rock.
She was the first one to start flailing around too. Like she thought she was toast. Right?
I thought she was toast.
Steph. It might have been Steph, but they all started to.
Yeah, they already started
fell off of their platform.
So I thought that was a surefire, like they're done, but it was like, oh no, I guess they can lean on the support beam, even though that wasn't. I don't remember that being stated. Maybe it was stated in the rules. I don't remember. But it was like well, once you're down here, then you can't touch it. And it's like, okay.
Then Rafe is voted out. Final 3, which I would like to see in the alternate reality. Would she have upheld that promise?
Yeah,
or not?
I would like to know that too. Yeah,
but you definitely made it a lot easier for her not to. So
yeah, very very easy.
It's it's so weird that you changed your mind on that. What made you change your mind? Oh, maybe it was the fact that you said I could change my mind. Maybe it's the fact that you laid it out to me on a silver platter. You said you want to take Steph, who would be easier to beat, then do that.
It's wild.
But I mean, from Danny's perspective, she said that she thinks Steph is the toughest competition. She saw her in that competition, how hard she was fighting.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was true.
Yeah, or if she knew,
if she knew
like that was the best chance that she had of winning, was taking Stephanie because of how many people she fried.
It could have been true. I mean, she has been a pretty honest player, so it could have just been she lucked out that it was the better option.
It's still to me a little wild that like people just didn't look past the getting fried part. That's part of the game. Like I get it, you're upset. Like absolutely, like Judd and Cindy obviously would not vote for her. Like she directly betrayed them. Jamie too. I would even say, but like. All the other people, I'm like, I guess their bond with Danny was a little strong. Bobby John didn't really have that much of a bond with Danny.
Bobby John, there's always.
He's always weird about Stephanie.
Yeah, he was always had something against Stephanie, weirdly, and then he was fucking Jamie and when they were in the jury. So then Jamie was in his ear, whispering sweet nothing.
Well, yeah. So that's the great thing is that they've got like a couple weeks with each other. So they're all talking the whole time, no doubt. About whatever. So
getting hard thinking about how they're gonna screw Stephanie over in the final
right.
vote.
That's right. They were really they touched tips. We saw it. It was a little wild.
It was a sight to watch. Too bad they didn't have a camera in there. All right. So final 2 highlights from the JORY.
I mean, it was Judd. I mean, Judd's little. You ever go ice skating? Cause you skated on by in this competition. Oh, I was like, dang, that was really lame.
And he,
It's like, are you still starving? Well, you bet you starving for my vote right now. You lied to my wife. You crossed the line.
yeah, she did lie. Oh, she probably believed it at the time, though. It's one
She,
of those things. I
yeah,
don't think she's intentionally lied to her
I don't
wife.
think she did either. I don't think she did either. I think that was the changing of the guard. She actually told the truth about like Danny came to her and said that thing, and Lydia sort of corroborated it.
It's like one of those things. It's kind of like with Boston Rob and Big Tom, where Boston Rob was like sure that Big Tom was conspiring against him when he definitely
Yeah,
was not ever. And the
yeah.
same thing with Judd is like she thought she saw Judd as this liar. You can't trust Judd, but he was
Mm,
very loyal. So it's like, and then they come in thinking that way. So you're never gonna have a good
yeah,
reasoning for why you actually did it because it
yeah.
was your whole
Right,
basis was wrong.
right.
But yeah, his everybody else was pretty tame. I was expecting Bobby John.
Yeah,
He was terrifying me. Like he was about to unleash on them. Like
I know. Yeah, but no, he was like whatever. How proud of yourself are you for how you played the
it's
game?
like
Like,
how proud are you? I thought he was gonna have a follow up to it. Like well,
yeah,
I would never be proud of playing like that. You're the lowest form of
yeah,
scum I could ever
yeah. You're
imagine.
you're
I'll
you're a
spit on you.
scum,
And
you
that's
scumbag. Yeah, I'm surprised Judd didn't bring out scumbag again.
scumbags. Yeah.
Scumbags. He probably called everybody that, like, when they came back, scumbags.
And Joey thought he had something with that final speech where he said, "I promise that I never write your name down," but that Alicia did it first.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
All
lame.
Stars, she killed that.
That was lame, Judd.
I mean, it's
Juddediah.
okay, but it's like if someone said it already, you don't get to say that
You
too.
can't you
It's like
you can't
everyone
get that.
everyone can be keeping their promise and not vote, to not vote for
Yeah,
you or write your name down. Yeah, no. For a lesson for future Survivor players, do not give people to promise to never write your name down. Do
yeah,
not
that's bad.
watch the fine print on that, because then they'll not vote
Yeah,
for you in the end.
yeah. There you go. Boom, bing bang boom.
All right. Well, Danny's our winner. We'll definitely unpack that more when we have the full review of the season too.
No,
Um,
that's gonna be great. So I was just going back through my old notes, and I was like, uh, Margaret's trying to work on Judd, second guessing Steph and Judd's loyalty. Brooke gets out, and then in the next episodes, Judd flips mansplains to Margaret about Survivor. That's a note that I have.
well, it's
And I was
interesting. If you
entertained
look
by
at the
that.
power rankings, Danny was on the bottom like for most of it.
Yeah, yeah,
So it is
and she
truly an
flipped the
underdog
script.
story. I think it's just the fact that it's like it's underwhelming because it's not like
Yeah,
Chris and Vanuatu, like that underdog story where he was clearly
that
like,
was that was an extremely because he was gaming the whole time, like really hard.
yeah,
Like, and he is somehow able to just manage his way
like he
through
maneuvered
that.
that. Danny,
Yeah,
like she did some subtle things, but it's just not as flashy to watch.
yeah, yeah,
But we can break that down more for sure.
yeah, for sure. And
And
we will.
real soon we're gonna be watching the reunion as well, so you can
Yep.
come back for that in the next couple days. And yeah, so until then,
All
what
right.
video would you recommend our viewers watch after this?
I mean, you might as well go watch our. You might as well go watch our episode of Survivor.
So many
You should watch
seasons.
our Survivor thing that we did that I can't remember the name of. Why do I not remember the name of? Simulation. Watch our Tarqaron Survivor
The very
simulation.
first one.
Yeah, go watch the first one. Get a good
Yeah,
get a good feel.
it's called Tarqaron All Stars, where we put a ton of iconic things from things iconic characters from things we reviewed on our channel
Yeah.
for the first year or so.
And create a narrative, and it's
Yeah, it was a
amazing.
nice
It's interesting.
simulation of Survivor played out.
Yeah, yeah.
That's fun. We did 3 of those, so. All right. Thank you for
Okay.
watching. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. Like the video. Leave a comment. Hit the notification bell again, but you just undid it, so you gotta hit it one more time.
And you gotta make sure when the drop down menu comes that you hit either all or customized, so you can make it so that you are getting notified, but you can decide whether or not you get push notifications.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're gonna want to go ahead and turn on those push notifications.
Yeah, turn them all. Turn them all on.
And then click the links in the description for our social media.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do that.
And until next time.